I'm waiting on an air compressor to charge up here. We're going to talk about one pneumatic tool that we use a lot and we love. And let's catch some of that finished dozer work there. Oh man. Oh, that's fine. That's nice. We get asked a lot about setting large format pavers, how we set pavers, ideally using less manpower and less finger power and actual just energy. So as soon as the stupid compressor shuts down, we'll go over here and talk about one of our pneumatic paver handlers. Here we go. So this is a pneumatic paver lifter right here, and there's a lot of these like it. There's backpack units. Our friends at Probst. I'll show you Probst real quick here. Our friends at Probst, they have some backpack self-contained units. Check out Probst here, sponsor of the Hardscape Academy and the Kid Contractor podcast, a couple other things. Probst, they make a lot of paver tools and sell a lot of different paver related, hardscape related tools, formerly Pave Tech, if you remember Pave Tech from back in the day. Okay, so this is a T-handle. This was originally called a Pavemore. Now it's sold by a handful of different manufacturers, but this works on the principle of what's called a Venturi valve. And through this compressor blowing air, when it blows, this is open on the bottom. It's all hollow tubes, right? And so this thing, when we release it, it's all compressed air. It blows air across here, and it creates a suction down here also as it blows across this T right here. So you can see it suck across the floor there. It'll also suck up everything on the floor. Whoops, maybe not. Yeah, so it'll shoot that stuff. Now, other ones have like a muffler on here, but those get clogged with dirt and debris and stuff like that. But what this saves you is, instead of picking up these larger format dry cast pavers and setting these cursed things, and this is a medium sized one by Unilock, it keeps you from getting in here and setting this thing with your fingertips, again, right up against all these other pavers, right? Or like this is our other paver setup. It keeps you from having to get your fingers right up against other stuff, right? Or whatever. So this T-handle, which is a wonderful device, what it allows you to do is we can take this right to the pallet and we'll depress that valve, right? And then it picks this up. Now, ideally, when we're on these jobs, we'll take a compressor like that, and I prefer a gas-powered compressor. Our gas-powered one, which is over here, it's on a bit of a fritz, and it's not reliable on job sites anymore, so we can't take them to job sites. But it's a gas-powered unit, and it is awesome, except for the fact it's unreliable at the moment. The thing is super old, been there forever, but I like the gas-powered units because, but we like the gas-powered units so that we don't have to lug a generator around to power it, because this thing is going to run on every bit of 15 amps, 14.999999, and if there's any draw or load on the rest of the system throughout, you're going to be blowing breakers in your client's house. You want a generator that this thing can run off of and just be done with. And so that's totally the way to go, totally the way to do it if you can. Now, these things also have a certain amount of requirement for air. This thing needs, they want 6.5 cubic foot per minute of volume at 90 psi, quarter-inch hose, blah, blah, blah. So if you're running two of those, you still need 90 psi, but you need double the cubic foot, double the CFM. So we have two of these running, and this compressor can keep up, but it works. And we get a multiple outlet like this for the hoses, so we can run multiple hoses. So one guy can be pulling off of a pallet and bringing it right to the feeder. Ideally, we want multiple pallets as close to the job site as we can be for laying the pavers. And then we can work on, you know, just one guy being fed and a layer and a feeder. Something we talk about at the Hardscape Academy when we are in here building paver projects in this summer and this winter. For all our trainings, check it out, thehardscapeacademy.com. We talk about all this kind of stuff. So if you're gonna lay these larger format pavers, that's what you wanna be using ideally. Now, this setup here might be like $300 to $500, the hose, whatever. And then a good compressor is gonna cost you about $1,000. A good gas powered one actually could be a lot more than that. Harbor Freight has some you might look at, I don't know. You know, some of that stuff we kind of treat like throwaway tools, unfortunately. It's the nature of the beast, and I hate to say it, but you know, or if you can always be ratcheting up your game, be buying like awesome, I always call them wheelbarrow style, but like gas powered compressors. These things are really great. One thing you gotta watch is because they suck up everything that's down there. So for the guy that's like maybe over here working, like it just pulled any sand and grit out of that and shoots it out of here. So if you're over here, you're getting sand blasted and actually kind of stinks. But it does make handling these pavers and precision placement of them very nice. And so, you know, you can pick this thing up, again, one-handed if you have to, and set it down very precisely. Or if this is in the middle of a paver field as you're laying and you need to pick that up and remove it, well, the awesome thing is you get in there and you pick it up and you pull it out and you replace it if it's broken or scarred or, you know, scuffed or something like that. So I really recommend, and we have a set of these. We have 2 of them with our projects, and we actually keep them in gun cases, which actually is a really handy carrying case for these things, and it really makes it handy. You know, we should probably paint like something on these to like kind of indicate you're walking through a neighborhood with this, but unfortunately we're in those times where this is like troubling to some folks for some reason, whatever. But those make actually really great carrying cases because those unscrew, and these unscrew, and then they set flat in those cases and we can throw them in the trucks. These aren't needed on a job right now that we're on, so it's not a big deal, but we can you know, transport them very easily that way. So because you want to be sure and want to be careful with these that you're not tearing up this foam pad. This foam pad has a lot to do with how well and what it actually picks up. This is considered, because it's a dry cast product, it's considered a somewhat porous or very porous to an extent. And that's why you need a lot of cubic feet per minute of volume of air, because there's tiny little holes through here that air will seep through. And it's kind of wild really, but the size of the pad dictates how much you can pick up and how much volume of air, or you know, how much vacuum you actually have. It's the wildest thing, and I don't fully understand it. These used to come with these little toilet plunger looking suction cup things, and they were pretty much useless for most everything we were doing. And then we upgraded to an 8x8 pad to pick up a lot more stuff. Now, one other option, as we walk through our wonderful shop here, is this VacWorks unit, and this again from Probst, but this is a 2-man unit, and it's always sucking unless you release that. You pull this throttle, well, actually you pull a brake lever looking thing, and that releases the vacuum, so it releases the paver. And so 2 guys can be picking up and moving some really big pavers like this. You could do the self-contained generator thing, which then it sits in this rack and you suspend it with an excavator, do some stuff like that. It works out really well. A lot of different things you can do with that. Another video I'm going to do, these are on site, but these little units called Grabos, and they're little battery powered units that are super handy to pick up coping and wet cast material and product. We'll do a whole video on those, but wanted to run through that real quick here and show you a good suction tool. You can say this thing really sucks, and that's right, it really sucks, and it does a great job at it. So that being said, folks, that's this is a necessary thing. It's why at the Hardscape Academy we're always talking about like why you have to really be paying attention to your numbers in your company, charging the right amount, being as efficient and lean as you possibly can be so you can keep making money, and lots of it hopefully to buy better tools that make you a better company to work at, a better company for your clients, better company for the community and your family, all that stuff. Like, that's important. So you know what, we're gonna do one last thing here. I'll just show you. We'll have Britt pick it up here. Let me kill this compressor. Watch your toes. It's up to enough compression to do this example at least. But so that's how you can. Careful! Don't trust that. Hey, get your toes out of it. It's not recharging. You're going to drop that thing on your toes. That's what I was yelling at you for. I don't want you to smash your pretty pink toes. A few weirdos in the feet, I guess. But yeah, you're making me nervous there, because if this compressor's not running and it loses, you know, eventually it will run out of air. There we go. So yeah, so there you go. That's what'll happen once it loses suction, and that's why you got to have the right, because the pancake compressor can't, you know, little thing can't keep up with that. So that's a big thing. You have to get the right cubic foot per minute CFM compressor to keep up with that thing, because a pancake compressor, something little, just simply cannot provide the volume of air that it needs. So that's it. That's a YouTube video. Like and subscribe, all that garbage. Comment, tell me how dumb we are, and check out Kid Contractor Podcast. Together in Trades, as you saw on Britt's shirt there, and anything and everything else we're doing. We appreciate it, folks. Thank you.